Welcome to Update. I'm Donovan. I'm going to be giving you the update of the latest political shenanigans happening in the city of Moreno Valley. Last night, city council meeting, everybody was in attendance. All 5 council members were accounted for. Mayor-select, not elect, Mayor-select, Ixtin Gutierrez was in attendance. I congratulated him. I wish him a lot of luck, a lot of better decisions, and help us guide us through this. He will be the last rotated mayor before we have a popularly elected mayor coming up next year. So Mr. Gutierrez, you're going to be seeing a lot of me. I hope to work with you in a lot of endeavors. So good luck to you as we get into that. A lot of anti-WLC rhetoric went on last night. There was a lot of bad blood in the city. You're hearing rumors of fights going on with referendum signers and blockers and things like that. I said last night, I did speak last night, that I am very honored to be recognized as an anti-WLC leader. Unfortunately, I am not a part of this referendum, even though I do support it. So if you need to sign the referendum, you don't know where to go, please contact me and I will direct you to where you might need to go to sign that referendum if you want to do that. But please keep in mind, this referendum does not stop the WLC. The WLC was affirmed 5-0. And after all this fighting and year of fighting, my representative flip-flopped on her vote. I'm not worried about Mr. Price or anybody else. I only worry about my district, because that's all I can worry about. She flip-flopped on her vote and she changed her vote, which I think is a very bad thing to do politically, because the people that put her in office wanted her to fight the WLC. She was going to lose the vote anyway. If we wanted somebody that was going to vote for the WLC, why did we recall Victoria Baca? So a lot of things with that. So a lot of bad blood is going to be happening with that. But there was a lot of bad anti-rhetoric. People are entitled to their opinion. I have a lot of or WLC people that I know. And, they're not going to sway me or my opinion, but I'm still going to be civil. I'm still going to be respectful and let them believe what they believe, just like they let me believe what I believe. And I appreciate that for those that do that. Doesn't mean that you're going to sway me to support the WLC. I'm never going to support that because, number one, it's in the wrong spot. Number two, I don't like the way our politics have been bought and some of our council members have been bought and a lot of the underhanded tactics that have been done by Highland Fairview, which is, again, sponsored by the Trump brothers of Florida. Not Donald Trump's brothers, but the Trump brothers in Florida. Do your homework, people. There's a lot of stuff out there if you would do the homework. And I've said that from the beginning. Do your homework. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to them. Make up your own mind. Do your homework. If you want to really know what's going on, go to mvgordy.com. That will tell you a long list and history of what's going on in this city. So again, animal shelter. A very graphic report was given on an animal that was euthanized and put down due to issues that have to do with trauma, physical trauma. And when we say physical trauma, basically the animal was raped. And it wasn't raped by fellow animals. It was raped by a person. And the chief of police is going to be working on this. A lot of things are going to be going down. Again, the animal shelter, we are working on the problems in the animal shelter. And just because you get up there and you're complaining, I complain about it, whatever, but you got to get involved and let's work together and work this animal shelter thing out. But everybody knows I have Belle the Wonder Dog, I have Felipe the Super Cat, and I've got my cat Misty. So I'm a very big animal advocate and lover. And this is going to be unacceptable to me, that what happened to this animal. But we have to have procedures in place, and we're going to work on that. So this is a big issue. Please stand by. We're going to get back to you as this story breaks. We haven't given this up, and we're going to fix some of the problems in the animal shelter the best that we can. But we need your help too. Please spay and neuter your animals. You have by city ordinance, you have to microchip your animals. We've got people breeding animals, and the overpopulation is just, it's ridiculous, and that's adding to the problem. So, again, it takes both sides, and we're going to work on that. So we'll see how that goes. But basically, my report last night was for the 5th District, and the 5th District in my neighborhood, the Edgemont neighborhood, some of the issues that I brought to question was some of the projects that have been approved. The Dracia Street project, $280,000 that was allocated to the street of Dracia in the Edgemont area. The question is, when is that gonna start? The slurry seals of some of the streets, when is that gonna start? The crosswalk completion. There are no crosswalks into the Adrian Mitchell Park, and we're gonna do that. But lo and behold, I reported that, and lo and behold, I get a call this morning from city staff. And they report to me a little bit after the holidays, because they're short-staffed right now, we're in the holidays, that the crosswalk is going to be painted in, going to Adrian Mitchell from various areas where it's crosswalk accessible, and that's going to be done a little bit after the holidays. So I was kind of glad that we got that done. Chief Ahmad contacted me, or I have to contact him. He gave me his card and everything to contact him. That's my cat playing over there. But Chief Ahmad, the fire chief, contacted me so we can talk about the water issue and the pressure issues dealing with the Edgemont neighborhood and the original Edgemont area. I'm in Edgemont, but I'm not in the original Edgemont. I'm in the newer part of Edgemont. So we're making progress here in the neighborhood of Edgemont, and a lot of the projects that I have championed with Miss Jimson is we're getting it done. And what I don't understand is when I hear people complain that have been here for years and say this never gets done, that's never gets done. I've been on the political scene for a year. And when I say I mean we, my neighborhood. I'm the block captain in my neighborhood. So issues that were important to me, I went to Councilwoman Jimson because I can't get it done without her. Let her know, and we've walked all these projects through. Yes, it takes time. Everything does take time, but you got to have some patience. I know we've been patient over here for 30-something years, but the issues are getting done, and you've got to follow this up, and you've got to contact these people. And I've been saying that from day one. You've got to be in contact with this city staff and have a relationship with them, and you've got to have a relationship with your city council member. That's what they're there for. Can they solve all the problems? No, but if you have a good idea, and I've had a lot of good ideas, and we've championed what we can through. And our next project is the slumlords over there in the U. And we're going to take care of that area too. So it just takes time and it takes commitment. We have to be consistent, everybody. I want to see Edgemont catch up to the rest of the other districts. I am no longer satisfied, just like the rest of my neighbors, with the status quo of Edgemont is always a second thought. We're not going to do that anymore. That is not acceptable. So we've got these projects going through. I'm following them up. Me and Ms. Jimson are working on this together, and hopefully we will get it going. So that walks us into the next phase of what I'm going to talk about. The political season is right around the corner. There was the debate last night, the Republican debate last night, the last one of the year. So the political season is right next year. And of course, there are 3 elections that we're going to deal with. We're having new districts. We're having a directly elected mayor. The 5th district here is now turning into the 1st district, which is my district. And that means this is going to be a brand new 4-year term of a candidate. And what I want to see in a candidate is a candidate that gets results. Ms. Jimson has done a great job working with me, and I appreciate all the hassle that I've given her and her putting up with me. But that's part of the job. And, and she's done a lot of things. But what I'm looking for in a candidate is a candidate that has a vision of what they want for this district. And how are we going to make this thing work? We're having trucking issues around the city where these trucks have nowhere to park. There are no truck infrastructures. There's no refueling points. There's nothing for, where are these trucks going to be? They're going to be in our neighborhoods. That's the problem. So the WLC has been approved. So if we're going to have this thing in all these trucks, we've got to think ahead of the game and try to make it easier and have a place for these trucks to go. So we got to think outside the box. So I want a candidate that's going to have a vision for not only the city, but the district. Do I believe we need any more warehouses? I don't think we need any more warehouses. But if that's how people want to go, Skechers only gives the city $1.3 million. We're going to be broke in 3 years in our public safety budget because we don't have the money. So if you got some ideas and you got a candidate that might be interested in running, I would love to have them on the show. We're going to go out there and we're going to try to get a candidate for them ahead of time. And if you're going to be running, you need to get out there now, because the WLC, which was one of the biggest decisions of this city's history, you saw the same exact people that go to city council, that are involved in city politics, on one side or the other. And I don't care what side you were on, but the fact of the matter is, how can you be gone 4 years and then all of a sudden, hey, I think that I'm a good candidate. Not saying you can't run, anybody can run, but where have you been? That was one of the biggest decisions of this city, and all of a sudden you pop up. Rumor is former Councilwoman Victoria Baca, who was recalled based on her dismal performance as a council person. She was never in the district. She could never articulate what she did for the district. Me and Miss Jimson and I together have done more in 2 years than Victoria Baca did in her 2 years. And it wasn't that hard to find things that needs to be done. And we're still working on stuff. We haven't forgot the speed bumps in Edgemont to slow the people down. We haven't, we got the city cameras installed in the parks. We brought Adrienne Mitchell back, her plaque. So there are a lot of things that could be done. And there's more work to be done in this area. All over the city, we have a street problem. But again, you've got to talk to the city engineer, Mr. Ahmad, and he will explain to you how they get to what they're getting to. And I did some study with that. I've got the city ledger. I see how they're spending the money. And I'm going to tell you, we don't have the money you think that we have. So I want a candidate that is knowledgeable. Am I running for office? I have no need to run for office, at least at this juncture. At this juncture, I have no need to run. But I have a sneaky suspicion that if a Victoria Baca tries to run for her seat, I might have to jump into this. I just might have to jump into this. And when I jump into it, I'm going to be taken as a serious candidate, because the first time I went around, nobody really knew who I was and what I was about. Now, I think I'm a little bit known. I've shown my stances and where I'm going to go and what I want to do for this district and for the neighborhood. There's a lot of things we can still do. We have, apartments being built, low-income apartments, what do they call them, affordable apartments, right across the street from the elementary school. I wonder how that's going to pan out. We have people say there's nothing to do in Moreno Valley. Club status has been approved, and it's been running, I believe, a little over a year now. And it's getting going, but you know what? It's right there, right off Day Street, right in the old Town Gate area, or Canyon Springs area. Right there, Status nightclub. Why isn't it? I've been there. I mean, a couple times. It's a nice little place to get away and do things. So when I hear people that have been in the city all these years and they say there's nothing to do, or it's like, where have you been? I mean, there's a lot to do in this city, and there's a lot that still needs to be done. So the political season's coming up. So if you thought after these last 2 years that there's been a little lull, and I know we had the WLC thing going on, get ready for the circus, because it's coming to town. And Highland Fairview, of course, Victoria Baca has that big war chest, so why wouldn't she come back? And she's going to come back saying that she was removed on lies, which is not true. She was removed because she was an absentee representative. Doesn't matter what, that there was no corruption. There was corruption in Moreno Valley. Marcelo Coe was convicted for 5 years. 5 years for corruption. And guess who Marcelo Coe hung out with? Victoria Baca and her Democratic Club. There's pictures all over Facebook. Go to mvgordy.com. You can find some pictures. And if you're in doubt of that, I can send you the picture myself because I have a copy of it. There's an old saying, birds of a feather flock together. And there's a lot more things I would like to say about that, but I'm just getting everybody ready. We've got 3 elections, popular mayor, and some other things. And hopefully, if everything goes right, I would love to have some of these people come on my show, introduce themselves, especially in this district, because I want to know what the vision is for the for the new 1st district, and where are we going? What are we bringing to the table? What is the vision? I'm Donovan Saadiq. This has been Update. Have a great Christmas.